So I used to work overnights in a factory for about 6 years of my life. And during those 6 years, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what it was I wanted to do, because I really didn't know. So after doing some experimenting and trying to make a YouTube channel for the fun of it, I started trying to do some video editing. Realized I was bad at it, but I liked doing it. So I figured that was probably what I ought to pursue. So it was about that time that I decided to go back to college. That one, to be particular, Mount Wachusett Community College. Initially I decided I wanted to go there for web design and computer programming, but I found out they didn't have a web design or computer programming course. So I was sitting around at home with all my recording stuff around me thinking, like, what am I going to do? What do I want to go to school for? Am I just going to go for a generic associates in liberal arts? And it kind of dawned on me that maybe I should pursue video, since I like doing it even though I wasn't bad at it. Like, put an actual education behind my own passions. And shortly after I started going back to school, I realized that the factory environment that I was in was incredibly toxic. Everyone there kind of had the mentality of, don't bother chasing your dreams, you're never going to find them. It's better off just to stay where you're at and continue making more and more money. And I didn't subscribe to that. So I left my full-time job with benefits, 401k, medical, dental. The pay was decent, and I was working full-time. I left that to work at Dunkin' Donuts, part-time. I wish that I could say that I left my full-time job and I started creating and focus on my passion. Now I run a YouTube channel with so many subscribers, but in the 3 years that I've been running the channel, we're a little over 100 subs. It's been a lot of time of trying to figure out what kind of content I want to bring to the channel, and a lot of time dealing with school. And sometimes it's painful to realize that despite the fact I'm in a not so great financial situation because of my decision to leave, I'm in this position because I'm unwilling to compromise my goals and my dreams for finances. Like, even trying to put this video together is kind of like pulling teeth for me, because I have this idea, this image in my head of what I want to create, and if it doesn't end up being perfect, I don't like it. I don't post it. So the promise I've made to myself is that no matter how bad this vlog turns out, I'm gonna go ahead and post it anyway. All I can really do is continue making and learn from practice. And that's the one thing that school has taught me, is you can learn anything you want to learn about the gear and the tech. But until you actually get real world experience, until you go out and actually do it, you're not really getting the education you need. I think overall there are a lot of things in life that scare me. And I don't think anything really scares me so much, though, as not having tried. I think that's what makes me so unwilling to compromise with anything as far as jobs go. I get 3 days a week that I'm off and I get to work on kind of my own projects for the most part, and some days I feel really uninspired and I try and force myself anyway. So I only work 4 days a week, which to a lot of people is a luxury they can't really afford. Personally, I'm amazed that I'm surviving so far, but I think it's starting to get to the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, financially. So I'm trying to push and do what I can. I published a video a few days ago about the Gardner Commons, which is where I live. And that video, in the few days it's been up, has raked in more than 500 views, which is astounding for me. I don't run the kind of channel where we get views in by the thousands or the millions. So it was weird. If you haven't seen it, it's in our library of videos. And that's kind of a preface to a series I want to work on. This is Gardner. This is the town, city I live in. There's a lot of furniture. It's the furniture capital of, at least New England. I don't know if it's the furniture capital of the US, but the city has gone on for a long time with furniture factories. There's at least 2 or 3 of them that are still around in town, and there's a lot of factories that have closed down. There's a lot of businesses that have gone under. There's one of them. So I want to try and put a documentary together about Gardner. Talk to people who live here, talk to people who work here, people who own businesses here, and get their take on it. Anyway, I'm gonna cut my vlog short for today. I gotta go into work in a little while, but I should have more updates coming. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.